Hey, what is up, folks? Zerofats here, coming at you on behalf of AdventuresOnTheRiver.com. That's the place where I can teach you how to earn a full-time income using the power of Amazon.com. I want to talk to you guys really quick about two of the big dangers of using Amazon FBA. Okay, they're very real, and I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, that's the danger of not making any money and the danger of wasting a lot of time and making very little money. Those are the two big dangers, when it comes to FBA, and they're very real. They're very real dangers. It is quite possible for you to send merchandise to Amazon's warehouses and lose money if you're not paying attention and if you're not looking at what you're doing. Amazon doesn't care. As I've said before, Amazon's going to get theirs no matter what. It's up to you to make sure you're getting yours. For an example, a couple weeks ago I did a video where I showed you guys a bunch of board games and kind of like what my ROI was on the board games. If you want to learn more about ROI, check out my website, AdventuresOnTheRiver.com. We talk about return on investment there a lot. But back to the topic. I talked about the return on investment that I got on all those board games and how I did and how it might have looked like I did a lot better than I actually did. Now, I wanted to go into one of those products. The one that I said at the time was probably my worst investment, and that was my unopened Game of Life. I got an unopened board game, Game of Life, unopened copy of the Game of Life. I'll put a link up in the description if you want to check out that video. I'll put a link up here to it. But anyways, so back to the topic, the Game of Life, unopened. I saw it in the thrift store and I was all warm and runny over it, like, I love this game, it's unopened, I'm gonna get it. And I bought it for $4.99. $4.99, you're probably thinking, oh, that's a great price. Well, I overpaid for that. I overpaid for that game. And you gotta be careful about that, especially when you're sending things to FBA. And if you think about the idea of a board game is not that small, okay? A board game's kind of big. You can't fit that many board games in a box to send to FBA. I mean, if you use a giant box, I guess you could, but just a normal size box, 16 by 12 by 12, or maybe 16 by 16 by 16, something like that, you can't fit that many. Now, the Game of Life, it went to FBA. Now, it had a great seller ranking, and I think I told you that in the video. It went to FBA, and it sold in about a week. It took about a week for that game to sell. That's pretty awesome. That's not bad at all. It sold for $19.99. I picked it up for $4.99. So you think, oh wow, it's a pretty good profit. Okay, that $19.99 is what it sold for. The profit that Amazon delivered to me, that actually went into my bank account from Amazon, $12.85. Okay, that equals a grand total of FBA fees of $7.14. Okay, so right there you can see there's a lot of fees going on there. But also, you got the initial $4.99 that I spent in purchase of the game, the cost to me. And also, you got the amount I spent on shipping for that particular game. Well, it went in a box to FBA with 8 other games. My shipping was $5.70. That means I spent about 71 cents to ship the Game of Life to Amazon. About 71 cents, which is pretty awesome. I couldn't ship it to anybody else for 71 cents. But still, we have to figure that in when we're talking about cost. Okay? So my total cost for the Game of Life was $12.84. My total cost for the Game of Life, after Amazon's fees, after my shipping, after my original cost at the thrift store, was $12.84. Okay? And what that equals is a return on investment of 55.68%. So about 56% ROI. Now, listen. I like things to be over 100% ROI. So as you can see, 55.68% or 56% ROI is well under 100% ROI. Now listen, I mean, it boils down to this, folks. It boils down to this. If I made nothing but investments like this Game of Life, I would be wasting my time with FBA, and that's not funny. That's a very real thing. That's a very real thing that happens. It can happen very easily, and it happens quite a bit, I'm sure, to lots of FBA sellers who aren't doing their homework. You can't do this. I mean, 55% ROI, that's, to me, that's That's unacceptable. That's too low when you're going out there and finding product, because you're spending a lot of time going out there and doing those things. Now maybe 55% can be acceptable when you have very little work involved. You're just ordering, shipping, selling, ordering, shipping, selling. You don't have to do anything. If you got a good wholesale supplier, and you can have it drop shipped directly to Amazon, and now boom, you're making 55% return on investment off of every sale. That's not bad. But when you're going out there and you're finding each individual item that you're sending to Amazon, and you're doing it like that, like if you're doing retail arbitrage, or you're doing picking, it's always good to have your rules in place. Your rules in place for what's your bottom line on ROI, and it's important to know about ROI, and it's important to know about what you stand to make off of something before you even pick it up. So it's good to know that you buy something for like $4.99 or like $5. It's good to know that Amazon's gonna take about $7.15 in fees out on you. What if this game wasn't worth $19.99? What if it was only worth $12? Then what? Then what? Then you're losing money. That's what. You're making very tiny little bit of money, or you're losing money. I think everyone would agree that buying a game for $4.99, going through the time to package it all up, send it to FBA, to make a profit of about $1.25 is not worth it. And what will happen is you're going to be wasting your time. You're not going to be making very, very much money. You're not going to be getting ahead, and you're going to be wasting your time. And in my book, time is more valuable than money, because you could be using that same time to find products that were valuable, that were worth money, that will produce a profit for you. I mean, time is just total perception. How are you going to spend it? Are you going to spend your time working at a minimum wage job today, making about $40? Are you going to spend your time running around all these thrift stores, finding products that are going to earn you about $1.25 a piece? Or are you going to, spend your time looking for quality products that are going to work out for you? Now listen, I love picking, and I love getting out to those garage sales and thrift stores. But at the same time, you can't be blinded by something you think looks cool. You gotta be smart about what works and what doesn't work. Think about that for a second. That little example we just went over, with me in the game of life here, that 55% or whatever, that was all right. I made like a very small amount of money, $5 or $6. Amazon got theirs though, man. They got their $7.14 off of that. Now what if it would have been like, $12 or $13? Amazon still would have got theirs. Like I said earlier, Amazon would have made money. You wouldn't have made money. So that's why I always tell you guys, man, Amazon's gonna get theirs no matter what. You have to make sure that you get yours. There's a very, very real danger when you're selling Amazon FBA, if you're not paying attention, to make no money or make very little money and waste your time. Which to me, that's the worst danger, is to make very little money and to waste your time. Because your time, it could be worth infinite amounts of money, depending on how you choose to spend it and how you choose to apply yourself. So anyways, I just wanted to give you that little example of the game of life. Great game. Went out the door really fast for me. Pretty much virtually as soon as it hit Amazon's warehouse, it was sold. But it didn't make me very much money, because I paid too much for it. Now, if I would have paid 50 cents for that game, or $1, that would have been a beautiful situation. It would have done better. But, you can't pay $4.99 for something that, not when you should be technically paying no more than $1 or $2. That's the going rate for a board game at a thrift store around here, is $1. Thrift stores, garage sales, the going rate is $1 for a board game. And that's what I want to pay. I don't want to pay more than that. I mean, the going rate is a lot less than the fair market value that you can get for it on Amazon. So that kind of creates a good situation for board games and picking those up. But at the same time, it's tricky. You can still overpay. If you're not careful, you find something you think's cool, You see that it's still brand new. You see that it's going for a little bit more than you want to pay, but hey, whatever, you can sell it. Well, no, I mean, you need to stick to your rules, man. You saw what happened when I didn't stick to my rules. I lost. My return on investment went way down, and yeah, it sold, but one could say that I was wasting my time on that. I could have replaced that board game and that box of games with a game that I bought for 50 cents that sold for the same amount. So, there you go. The two real dangers, FBA, making no money, or, losing money, I should say. You can make no money or you can lose money when you're selling FBA, and you can make very little money and waste your time. Two real dangers when you're dealing with FBA. So be careful out there, guys. Make sure you're taking the time to do your math. Make sure you know what things are going to sell for, how much you're going to make off of them, and how much your really rock bottom prices that you want to spend on that item. You want to limit, man. You definitely want to limit. Every item that you buy out there, you want to have an idea of what you're willing to pay for it. You gotta have that, man. If you don't have that, you're gonna waste your time. Anyways, I'll catch up with you guys next time. Get a chance, check out adventuresonthe.river.com. We just put up a bunch of new content for June, including the e-cover creator, which is going to help you it's going to help you create your digital publishing company. It's going to let you just like churn out tons of great, awesome e-covers. Excellent program. And also interview with Skip McGrath, really awesome guy. Skip McGrath, very successful Amazon FBA seller, very successful eBay power seller, affiliate marketer, author of a bunch of information products. Really smart guy, really great guy, really successful guy. Do an interview with him. It's up there right now on adventuresonthe.river.com in the stories section. That's a new section, stories. Yeah, he talks about all kinds of stuff in that interview. He covers everything from eBay selling to Amazon selling to, information product creation. Great guy. It was really nice of him to take the time to do the interview for us, and there's a lot of cool information there in the interview, so check it out. I'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.